All right, good morning. Actually, it's more like 3 p.m. It's not morning. I've been very, I can't see anything. Hang on. Don't fall, Gatorade. Light. Okay, as I was saying, it's 3 o'clock. I've been extremely lazy today because honestly, I don't feel like having to pull this engine harness out. It needs to come out, but I don't feel like it. So if you missed the past two videos, we have been pulling out the Vr5, which is going into this car hopefully very soon. The next thing I need out, I don't need the trans or the 4-motion swap out just yet. What I need next is the engine harness so it can be sent off and merged up with, where was that? This one over here. So that's the Mark III harness, and then obviously the Mark IV harness. I'm gonna send it to Vr5. He's gonna make me one super fancy plug and play harness. So I need this out of here. But man, the Mark IV harness just like goes all over the place. And okay, I guess I've been putting this off all day long, so I just don't feel like doing it, but I guess we'll get started. I know the Mark IVs have the fuse panel like over here. I think it's over there. Is it? I think so. I don't know. We'll get it out of there. We'll get it out. Also, yesterday we had our first snap bolt. So after I finished the video yesterday, I wanted to pull the exhaust manifold itself off, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 were all 16s. This last one was a 17, which is this one, and I don't know if they cross-threaded it or what happened, but I ended up snapping it. So I'm gonna need a new stud. But if you haven't seen this exhaust manifold yet, it's probably one of the coolest factory ones ever. Like, look how awesome that design is. I can't wait to go through and heat wrap it or whatever I'm gonna do with it, but either way, it looks sweet. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go through and just unplug the last few things, like this one, that one, whatever else is still plugged in the engine bay. I mean, obviously all of this stuff that's on the engine's off, but there's still a few connectors here and there. Once all of those are off, it looks like the rain tray must come out, and then it looks like the wiper arms come off, and that should be everything. This is a one piece where the Mark IIIs are split in the middle into a two piece. This is just a one solid rain tray, so that'll come out, and then we can go ahead and pull this up. And I think it just feeds back this way. It looks like it goes in where the Mark III harness goes in the firewall back over here. This one looks like it goes in right there. And once we have all that off, we can go into the car and start unplugging from the back of the fuse panel, and then hopefully just yank it on out. I'm really trying to motivate myself to do this, and I just don't feel like it. Like, you know those days like you want to do something to your car, and you're just like, I don't feel like it. That's today. I just don't feel like doing this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for you guys. I don't feel like it, but I'm gonna get it done. We have made some progress. I had to pull the washer bottle, whatever that canister thing is, and the reservoir for the windshield washer fluid. All of that out because all of this harness stuff runs like under and over, and I don't know, the Mark IVs, man, they just love their little covers, and they love these little plastic like cover, I don't know, it's annoying. So all of this side here is off. I have these ones that go down, I believe, to the O2 sensors. That's plugged in over there, I think. So under the car for that one, and then once that one's done, this whole side, what I put out of here, should be out and good. Then you have a couple right here to the ECU, and then that's pretty much it until I go inside the car. Also, I pulled the wiper blades off, which may be a pain. They're kind of like rusted on there, but they came off. I'm not sure how you pull off a Mark IV rain tray the proper way because, well, I got tired of this one and snapped it off because I don't need it. But once you pull these up, I'm not sure what else was holding it on, to be honest with you. I can't even see what's still holding this piece on. You just like slide forward? I don't know. It was annoying me, so it just got snapped. So that's out of the way. So 2 and then 1 at the bottom, I think, will be done in the engine bay. So this one here that went down underneath the car is actually 4 connectors here. I'm pretty sure it's 2 upstream and 2 downstream for your O2 sensors. But that's out. The last thing I'm working on, I thought I had to take out all of the cabinet air filter because I had the wires going underneath it and it was a pain. So little bit destroyed, but the wires are still fine. Now, I thought the wiring over here, this one right here, was to just this light here, but it's not. It actually runs through, up in the fender, and then into the hood. So this is the power for the nozzles and also the little hose there. But I'm trying to figure out how I disconnect these wires here from the washer nozzles. Now, once those are off, I assume I pull it all the way through the hood, out this side, and then I don't even know how it's supposed to fit through all that. I just gotta pull the whole hood off, which would be really dumb, but I don't see enough room. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff in Mark 4s. Like, everything's under something or around something, and this hood might have to come off if I want to get, I don't know. There's entirely too many things in a Mark 4. Way too many things in a Mark 4. So I actually ended up pulling this connector further out, and there's actually a connection up here, so you don't disconnect anything from the actual nozzle itself. I thought possibly this little piece right here would come out, but there's a connector right there. So this is where you disconnect from. There's your hose line that pops on the right, then the back side, and then this is your connector. So that is how you pop it off. I was like really confused on how this comes off, but we're learning. So once these two are out of the way, hopefully this whole side is out, and I gotta figure out how in the world I make it through there. But actually, if it's not the entire nozzle, I think this might possibly fit through there. Fingers crossed. And then also these little block off plates that go right here on your hood pop out, and you can see more of your stuff. So I think I could probably unplug more of these hoses, like maybe like right there and right there, and then hopefully get everything to pull. Yeah. One more. Yeah. All right, look at us go. Look at us go. So once this is through this tiny little hole over here, we'll be done for the most part in the engine bay. So I've gone through and I've used my favorite method, which is the snap and break everything method. And now all of this is out of my way. Now there's actually plenty of room to feed, you can see it there, to feed this through into the fender and then back out over here. It's really nice having a car that like I don't need anymore, because I can just break whatever that's in my way, and then things are much easier. So that's good. Now I will say I do realize that if I pull the fender off, there is plenty of room to pull this out and around. But if you guys remember, this car, unlike normal Mark 4s, this car has T30 Torx bits instead of the normal 10 mils. And for whatever reason, these ones are like so ridiculously tight on there. The last time we tried these bolts, we snapped 2 T30 Torx bits back to back. So I'm not gonna mess with those anymore. I don't wanna snap any more bits. We'll just go this way. Thankfully, it actually fits no problem still. So this way will work. Bam, our entire left side is completely free. Also, do not forget, if your car has ABS, do not forget to pull the ABS sensor off of your brake caliper, because it goes through here, and I almost missed that one. So this is all done all the way till here. So we have these two connectors. There's a little like bracket down there, because of course there's a bracket everywhere. That one, there's a ground here, and then I think that's it. 2 connectors, a couple little pieces here, the ground, and then we can start going into the car and trying to get the rest of this thing pulled free. What a process this has been. It's not like super hard to do. It's just a whole new thing for me, and I'm just kind of learning. But like I said, they just put so many things under other things, and they like these little clip things, man. They love these little clips and plastic covers on everything, and it's super annoying. But we're getting there. We are learning. Progress. All of this is off. We're just about right to here. There's 2 more. There's one that goes over to here that I can't see, and one over to there, which I'm pretty sure is the wiper arm motor, which I already unplugged. You can see it right back there. But as I was reaching over here, I saw a couple spiders crawl that way. Now, spiders don't really bother me, but I'd rather not get my hand back there and get bit today. So we got the bug spray. Gonna do a couple of sprays back there, let it sit for a minute, and also spray inside the car under the dash where I'm gonna be here in a minute. I'm not trying to get bit today, because that would really annoy me. So I decided to go ahead and pull the entire wiper arm here out, because this plug here on the bottom side, like there's no possible way while it's in there to get it out, because like the pinch portion is on the very bottom, and this sits in the car like kind of like that, but it's on the bottom side, so there's no way to get it, so you have to pull this out. So once this one here is off, we are completely done in the engine bay, and the fun begins into the car. And I hate working under the dash, like laying your back, or I'm not sure how this car is, but working under the dash, it just sucks. So hopefully this isn't too annoying. So I have made a discovery. So I saw this little box thing back here, and I saw there were these little nuts are holding it down. So I undid those two, and this thing actually pops up. And underneath there, if you look, is the back side of what looks to be the fuse box. So if I could just unplug them from right there, and that's all I have to do, and then this is free, that would be amazing. That might redeem how annoying the rest of this has been. If I could just simply unplug right there and pop out, that would be, woo, that would be ideal. All right, there's a bit of a better look for you. So it looks like the orange, black, the white, the tan, and the blue is all that's actually holding the harness to the car. Oh, there goes my light. But it looks like if I just unplug those four, we should be completely free. All right, so all four plugs in there have been unplugged. So I think, unless I missed something else, I can simply take all of it out. Let's see, all of my left side, all of you, all of this is free. All of that is free. My ECU is out as well. Can I just have this? Could it be that simple? Oh my gosh, it's free. All right, there's a few more little like plastic little like tie down things inside here, I think. If I could break them. I don't want to break it, but I think that's just about it. Okay, well once that's done, that's it. I can't believe it was 5 connectors and that's it. I feel like I might be missing something, but if not, that makes up for all of this. Because the fact that I don't have to go in the car and be under the dash, whew, that makes me happy. So, get these last little like zip tie things out of the way and then we can remove the entire thing. I just saw it. I'm sure some of you who work on Mark IVs, you already knew I was wrong, but I'm very, very sad to say that I was wrong. So, there's not a tie-down right here. I couldn't see it before, but it actually runs right there and then into the firewall, which means we have to go under the dash. This was just like a dream crusher. I was so excited that this was all it's going to be. And then, nope, we have a lot more to do still. Well, that sucks. Okay, let's continue. On a positive note, though, I did find a much beefier T30 Torx bit, and I gave these Fender bolts another try, and I finally got them all to break free. I have never seen Fender bolts torqued down so tight in my entire life, but thankfully, they are off. So now, the Fenders can come off, and these will get swapped onto her wagon later on. I got the first Fender here off, but now after digging through all this super annoying like glue stuff they cover the bolts with, I now don't feel like doing that one, so we'll go back to doing some harness stuff. So I actually decided to suck it up, and I got both Fenders off of the car, and now I got all these little plastic like routing pieces out of the way. I think I got one thing down here that I had missed. That's off. This plug-in for the ABS module here is now off. I have one right here that I believe goes to this thing, and there's the sensors over here that have to get pushed through up there. And then I believe, I'm hoping at that point, that is everything. I think it's everything at that point. So just this one and that one and everything else and everything else possible. There's just so much stuff in this engine bay. There's plastic pieces. Like, look at this pile over here. That over there is all of the plastic pieces. I'm talking like trim pieces and all these little pieces for the wires to go through, and just like plastic everywhere. It's insane on how much stuff I pulled out of the engine bay so far. And there's still a whole entire trans and more, whatever. Either way, 2 things left, I think, and then we'll get under the dash, my favorite place in the entire world, and hopefully get this entire thing pulled out of there. Oh yes, under the dash. This is where the real fun begins. So I've already pulled some of this paneling off there. All the fuses are right here, but I need to get behind this, and I think up to back over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this piece off, and probably this little panel piece down here off as well, and just, oh, I don't want to do this. So I've got a bunch of these panels down here removed, and you can see what looks to be at the bottom side. I mean, the fuse, all the fuses are here, but I guess this is the actual like fuse box. There's like grounds and power wires and some of the relays that are up there, but it looks like you can see the main bundle of wires right here that comes in II just right back here, looks like. I will say this is a much cleaner setup than the Mark III, because the Mark III is just a mess of wires. So it looks like it's just this bundle here. So I'm gonna try and get behind this. I think it might drop down and then start unplugging. Okay, so I'm in a super awkward, this is the position I'll tell you about. I don't like being under the dash like this, but there's a lot more wires, or I don't really go, so I'm gonna try to show you. So if you can see, hold, it's kind of hard to see, but so up above my finger, this green thing right here, this is the sensor that goes to the gas pedal. That's been unplugged now. There's a bundle of wires, it's kind of hard to see, up above my finger. It comes in, oh, I'm trying to show you. I hate being under the dash like this. So the wires come in over there, you can see, and there's a few that go to this thing that I already undid. So those handful right there are off of this one piece here. But the rest of the bundle goes up, as you can see. Sorry, the light's kind of hard to see. But it goes up and then it like cuts across over there somewhere, and like goes across the dash to somewhere over there, and there's just, I don't know where these wires go. There's just a lot of wires. I don't know where they go yet, so you might have to look up some sort of tutorial at VW Vortex, because I don't know where these wires go to, and they're everywhere. I haven't plugged one though, or a handful, so. Oh, I hate being down here. When in doubt, boys and girls, just remove everything. So now I can see a lot more things. So now you can see the wire comes in over here. I also had wiring for a sub at one point, but some of the wires go to this box here, which is the alarm box, I believe. So I'll unplug those two. There's some grounds over here. There's one to something up over there. And then I've already undone this, so now this entire fuse panel thing here can come out. I can open up the back side and unplug all of those. Much better. Much easier. You pretty much have to do this to get all these plugs. So grounds, those two, and then these, and then I'll see what's plugged in still over this. It looks like it goes into almost this area, but we'll see. All right, so I got, well, Marvin helped me get this harness separated. So apparently in the Mark IVs, I didn't know this, this one here that goes on top by the rain tray is more of your engine harness with the ECU here, and pretty much that's all I should need. The rest of this stuff over here that I was trying to pull out, and the nightmare of wire that's inside the car, like all of this is like accessory kind of stuff. So whereas the Mark IIIs are, everything's into one to the fuse box, these cars are kind of split, so your accessories run through and then disperse through the car, and then the engine stuff goes to this one. So I'm gonna message Vr5 real quick and make sure that might be all I need, and I don't necessarily need to go through and kill myself trying to pull everything else out, because I don't need any of the Mark IV inside stuff. I just need the Mark IV engine side, and inside the car will be Mark III stuff. So I may have been doing a whole lot of work today that I didn't need to do, but hey, I learned how to pull apart all of this car. But hey, the inside of this thing is an absolute, that's the first thing you said, the inside of the car is a nightmare. Yeah. Like there's so many wires that just go literally across the entire inside of the car, and it's just, I was doing work that I didn't need to do. So I'm gonna message Vr5 and show what I have out right now. If that's all I need, that'd be perfect, and then I'm done. I don't have to do this anymore, because this is just, it's just so many wires. Give you guys a better view of the harness that we actually pulled out. So like I said, Marvin's saying this actually acts, this piece up here is basically what the Mark III fuse box is. This is basically the engine side of the fuse box. That way you can pretty much just pull this half off, and I should be good to go. So over here we have, this is radiator, this is starter, one of the power wires to the little fuse panel. These all go to the fuse box. I think it was like breaker fans, one of the two. And then obviously ECU, and then this one falls around to O2 sensors down there. We have all of the coil packs, the injectors, and then a few more things here. So hopefully, I just messaged Vr5, so hopefully this is all I need. Also, when I swap the VR6 into the wagon, I don't have to touch any of this garbage. So I was thinking if I had to do all of this to swap the VR6 into the wagon, I really didn't want to do it. But if it's just, if all this can stay, and I just need to do this section, that would be fantastic. Thinking about this now, I really messed myself up today thinking I needed like the wiring for the wash nozzles, all that kind of stuff. But in reality, I just need the engine itself to run, and everything else in this car is still gonna be the Mark III harness, all the same plugins. I don't know why I thought I was gonna need every accessory possible off of this engine. but I'm really hoping that I don't. All right, we are done for the day. I'm done for the day. I don't want to be ever in this car again. There is so much wiring in this car. But like I said, from what Marvin told me, I'm pretty sure what I pulled out, that's already over there, should be all I need to make this engine run. I didn't realize that the Mark IVs had a separator harness, where the Mark III, the whole harness goes to the fuse panel and you need everything for a swap. Whereas this car, the accessories here are on one harness that goes through and goes through the entire car, and the engine harness is just from here to the ECU, to your starter, to your coil packs, all that kind of stuff. So I should have everything I need to make the engine run. I don't know why I thought I needed everything out of this engine anyways, because all the rest of my stuff, like windshield washers, all kind of stuff, will already be on the Mark III harness for the Mark III car. I don't know, I really screwed myself today, but hey, we learned how to pull all of this stuff out. Now to pull the entire harness out for the rest of the car would be, whew, that is, I would never want to do that ever, ever, ever. But I'm gonna end the video here. If you enjoyed my struggling today, do leave a like in the video. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Do not forget, be thankful for every single day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.